Okay, this video is going to ruffle some feathers, I know, but there's a budget speaker system you guys are sleeping on, and it would just kill me. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I didn't tell you about it. Bear with me, bear with me. I know, but it's not what you think. This is a soundbar that I got on eBay for $50. It's the Sony HT-SC50. And it came with a subwoofer. When you think about it, this is two speakers spaced apart and a wireless separate sub. And now, while I wouldn't recommend this in a living room, you could put this at a desk, angle it up at yourself, and that's about the positions where I would have two speakers at, right? But it's a soundbar. It's gonna suck. Maybe. These drivers may not be as capable as you're gonna get in, $200 plus bookshelf speakers, but you can do a lot of correction with EQ. Let me show you something real quick. I'm just gonna search on eBay for soundbar 2.1. Open box, best offer, there's all kinds of things. There's one from Vizio, that might be okay. One from Samsung, those are both under $100. There's one for $60. The point is there's tons of 2.1 soundbars on the internet. And if you're close enough to the speaker, does it really matter exactly if they're locked at a set distance? I mean, yeah, it does. But for a system you're getting a complete 2.1 for under $100, sometimes $50 or less, that's pretty compelling. Like, there's a Vizio for $59, that's a 2.1. This Sony HT-SC50, what a model name. It's not a dreamboat. It's just got HDMI and optical in. You could technically also connect it with Bluetooth, but it's nothing special. It's just two speakers, an amplifier, a DAC, and a subwoofer. But the best system I've ever made, even above all the multi-kilobuck systems, I personally think, is when I used a bunch of $50 speakers and built a 7.1.4 Atmos system. And what made that good was the calibration, something that you can do for free with tools like EQ APO and PCQ as an interface, or Room EQ Wizard on top of that for the measuring. You don't even need an expensive microphone. You could just use a UMIC from Mini DSP or something like that. Actually, I think the UMIC is from Dayton. It's one of those two. No, Dayton is the UMM6. Mini DSP is the UMIC. Look, there's one right there for $80. There's one for $79. And it's not that this specific one is good, it's just that it gets the job done and you can calibrate it the rest of the way. And before this video was even a concept, I bought one of these to try it out to see if I was crazy. And to prove it, I'm going to show you guys the measurements. I'm going to show you guys how good this can be with just a little bit of free software. Right after I tell you about how good our sponsor is.
DMS will be right back after this commercial break.
We are now speeding through time. What's up, Demo? How you doing, dude?
Guess what? Today's sponsor is free. Recently, at the age of 32, I got my first cavity. But I also just moved states, and it was really hard to find someone who would take my health insurance. I needed to get it figured out fast, but the list my insurance company gave me didn't work. I don't want you guys to go through that. And that's where today's sponsor, ZocDoc, comes in. ZocDoc is a tool that lets you search and compare in-network doctors. It's super easy to use. With more than 150,000 providers with 200 plus specialties across all 50 states, appointments happen fast. Usually within 24 to 72 hours, you can even get same-day appointments because you can see when the appointment windows are. To help you choose the right doctor, ZocDoc's website has tons of reviews from real patients and detailed doctor profiles. And again, it's free. The sponsor is free. You don't have to pay for anything. You just click the link in the video description or go to ZocDoc.com/DMS. Now, my tooth is fixed and my healthcare is less of a headache. ZocDoc.com/DMS or the link in the video description. Thank you to ZocDoc for sponsoring today's video.
We now return to DMS.
This blue line that's running around here, that's the before. The yellow line is after, and that's after only about 5 minutes of calibration work. Imagine what would happen if I spent an hour on this. And while not perfect, we're definitely losing out under 50 hertz, I could have brought that up more. I just didn't want to lose the headroom. This, for a $50 speaker system, is pretty incredible after calibration, and realistically, the only main problems it's had out of the box is this region right here and right here. But a little bit more bass is nice too. I feel like in the audio community, we're just allergic to the notion of soundbars, but they're everywhere. While I wouldn't use one for a home theater system, they're just kind of e-waste otherwise. And people could be getting a really good desktop 2.1 system. They just have to get over the hump of realizing they're buying a used soundbar. This isn't a long video, I'm not going to waste your time, but I want you guys to know that you shouldn't be wasting your money. Because what do I always say? Good sound is getting cheap. Cheap sound is getting good. Price does not correlate with sound quality, and vote with your wallet. You don't need a super expensive set of speakers. If you have them, it's nice. I get it. I have a set of Ascend Acoustic Sierra 1V2s in my living room. I've got a set of crazy old Magnapan Timpani 1Cs. But I don't need those things. I'm working on a $30 set of 3D printed speakers right now for my living room to replace that setup, just to prove that it can be done. And for anybody who's dreaming of one of those big expensive speaker systems but just doesn't have something good at their desk, you should honestly look here. And if you want tutorials on doing EQ, there's a ton of them for free on YouTube. That's where I'm gonna wrap it up. Listen to your music instead of listening to your gear. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.